What's going on, everybody? Scott here. Happy New Year, January 1st, 2017. We're going to start this channel off right this year. I'm going to do a double upload today.
Oh, that's right, guys. So much news. We're doing a double upload today.
And the first one, I just wanted to go through 2016. It was such a crazy year. I'm sure everybody is happy to get a reset. We're starting over. I mean, this year was out of control. Like, first and foremost, the Cubs won the World Series. Nobody saw that one coming. We had Brexit. My Cleveland Cavaliers won an NBA Finals championship. The Indians made it to the World Series. The Browns still suck. I don't think that's ever going to change. We had another class-based shooter come onto the scene, mix shit up a little bit, for better or for worse. We all whipped our dicks out for Harambe. And then we had a ton of celebrity deaths this year. And then finally, we saw the death of an American classic, TF2. It died this year. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a meme. Wanted to make sure you were paying attention after all that boring IRL stuff. So 2016 was definitely an interesting year for TF2. From little things like the gift wrap bug. They ended up taking gift wrap and gift pulls out of the game, and everybody kind of flipped out because they couldn't like gift stuff and trade stuff that was only tradable by being gifted and stuff like that. They ended up fixing it. They also started making it so certain hats and cosmetics were becoming all class, or like Sniper and Pyro could wear the same hat. Basically cosmetics that weren't traditionally worn by other classes. So it kind of shook up the economy. Low tier garbage hats became all class, and then everybody started wanting them. The unusual versions skyrocketed in price, so the traders were all going crazy. And then the first real big thing of the year was back in March when they added the competitive beta pass. Now, you could only get this from somebody that was already in the competitive beta, and then it kind of spread like wildfire. Once you got in the beta with the pass, you would get like 2 or 3 beta passes a day. Everybody would pass them out, and then after like a month or two, pretty much everybody had the beta pass, and people were playing. Now, people were not happy with the state of competitive, the way that the beta was going. They thought that a lot of stuff would be changed, and eventually TF2 would have this huge competitive scene, and it stayed in beta for a couple months until we got to 7/7/16. July 7th, everything changed. The great TF2 Civil War started in the form of the Meet Your Match update. Now, Meet Your Match took quick play out of the game. It added casual and competitive, which people were pretty upset about over the fact that, like everybody said that Valve was just trying to copy Blizzard with Overwatch. There were people that liked the update. There were people that hated the update. And initially, when it first came out, I was all for the new changes, like casual, once they started to tweak stuff. Initially, when it came out, you would get like a penalty against you if you left a casual game, which is ridiculous. You should be playing competitive if you want to worry about actually staying in the game. Casual should be you jump in, you kill some people, you jump out and go eat a hot dog or whatever you do when you quit playing TF2. They also put in the heavy verse Pyro, where people would vote, they would play the class they wanted to get points, and at the end of a X amount of period of time, the class who had the most votes won, and it ended up being Pyro. It's been about 6 months since it was started. I think they ended and said the Pyro was the winner in August, and then we still haven't seen the update, which I'm assuming we will get early in the year. That's an assumption, so who knows. Pastime was made live. We still haven't seen anything happen to Asteroid, Cactus Canyon. I don't even know if that's still there. Manpower, a bunch of stuff was changed. Honestly, don't even know if it's still available. Like, if you can even still access it, because I never play it. Man vs. Machine had a couple changes. They did so much stuff in this update, and you kind of expected it because there were really no updates for the first 7 months of the year. So when we got it, everybody was waiting for so long that it was far from perfect. People just flipped the fuck out. And you could still kind of feel ripples of that today, 6 months later, where it's still like, the community is still kind of weird. Valve finally put the ban hammer down on LMAO box hackers. They were gone for like, well, most of them were gone for like a month, and then they just came back full force. You could still go into any game late night on the West Coast server and see a hacker. And then that was the Meet Your Match update in a nutshell. we got a Halloween update. People were very upset about it, per usual, because it didn't really work. You couldn't do your contracts for like the first 3 days or something like that. And every single time there's a big update, I get like performance issues. Other people do. Then there are people that don't, and they can play perfectly fine. But it was another community update. There were new maps that you could access the bosses, like Marasmus and Headless Horseman and stuff. But I think people were very upset that there wasn't a Valve official Halloween. Halloween and Smithmas are the two like most looked forward to. That doesn't even make sense. Those are the two events that people look forward to the most in the game, even more so than contracts, competitive mode. Like most people look forward to those, and Halloween kind of underdelivered. It was still cool because it was an actual update once they fixed like the contracts and shit like that. So it kind of subsided the anger from the Meet Your Match update a little bit. And then finally we got Smithmas in December, and there was speculation that the Pyro update was going to come out from the Pyroverse Heavy War, all new buffs and nerfs and changes and weapons and stuff. I kind of called that it wasn't going to be that. Like, Valve's not going to put that out yet. They're going to hopefully take their time and work on it and get it out like in a good state so that it doesn't break the game. We ended up getting just festives. They made it so that certain weapons that were never festive could now have festivizers added onto them, which is pretty cool. And people were still upset about the Smithmas update because they didn't get what they want. And I've come to the realization, TF2 is almost 10 years old. They're not going to please everybody. And even if the people like me and some of you listening that have been playing since launch were to leave, there's always going to be somebody coming. So Valve can realistically make this game go forever. As long as they're selling keys, this game will be getting played by somebody. You know, they'll keep updating it, even if it's just fixes here and there. And 2016, it was a weird year. I think everything will be okay, and I have a good feeling about 2017. Valve, they've started giving communication back, even if it's just like a blog post here or there, or like a little interaction on Reddit. So hopefully they'll step it up, because TF2 still makes them a lot of money. And I guess we shouldn't feel that bad though, because the CSGO community, which, you know, they have $1 million prize pools for CSGO tournaments and shit, they have the same complaints about Valve not really caring about that game. Valve is just focusing on VR and Dota. So, I mean, any Valve apologists that are like, oh my god, Valve is not the same Valve that they were 5 years ago. And the sooner you accept that, is the sooner, you know, I finally made my peace with it. The sooner you accept it, then you can take your personal emotion out of that aspect of it and just focus on enjoying what we do have. And it's totally a shitty thing to have to do. Like, you should be able to count on the developer to keep updating and stuff like that if they're still charging money for the game and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like keys and stuff. They're still making $1 million+ a year just off of keys. So it's kind of like a weird double-edged sword. But that's it. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. 2016 was fucking nuts. 2017 is gonna be amazing. And I'll link that other video below. It's basically just talking about the future of the channel. I do plan on having another TF2 video out the next couple days. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great New Year's Day. Go eat lots of food. Start your resolutions. Go to the gym. And till next time, take it easy. Peace.
Sweet.